Well, this seems to have gone on for long enough. This is episode 4. I'm Palate Trekker, and we're still in South Goa. Goa has always been a comforting confusion, full of wonder, winding history, and nostalgia. International influences that are married so deeply to the indigenous culture that the lines of separation or the point of confluence are hard, if not impossible, to point out. The Goan people are proud of their Portuguese influence and even today proudly support Portugal during the World Cup. In search of prized goods from the Indies, Vasco da Gama reached India around 1497 and touched ashore Calicut to a not so warm welcome. This event in history sparked fleets of fierce Portuguese sailors making their way over and eventually led to the formation of Portuguese India, with the capital in Goa. The Portuguese stayed for 450 years. The Portuguese came for the spices, but stayed for the sasegado, to simply sit without thought. Today we are meeting an amazing family, the Figueiredos. Luckily they invited us to their home to break some bread.
Built in 1590, the Figueiredo mansion predates the Taj Mahal by decades. Designed by Jesuit priests of the Rashol Seminary to house the newly converted Goan family, the Podiars, who took up the name Figueiredo. The house is filled with intimate family pictures and relics of the past, completely filling your soul with nostalgia and a feeling of home, and quenching your thirst for history. Come on in with us tonight and enjoy an evening of food, culture, and of course, amazing wine. Thank you for having me today.
Of course.
Sorry.
How are you?
Very well.
Nice to see you.
And nice to see you. Most importantly, can I find a place to chill the bottles?
Of course, let's go inside. Let's do it.
After you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Fatima, and as a big Portuguese name, my name is Maria de Fátima Filomena Figueiredo Albuquerque, which is a very big name, especially for India. Anyway, everybody calls me Fatima only.
And basically, I'm Pedro Figueiredo. As I said, basically the 12th generation of this house. And I came basically accompanying my mother as she ventured on the restoration of this house and trying to help her the next few years into bringing this house to its former glory, let's say.
So what was the biggest cultural shock or funniest story that came into your life the moment you started taking over this responsibility?
I guess it was still giving tours even in the beginning, and I didn't know much at the time. I was still getting to know the history, and I can never give a short tour. My tours are normally always around 1 hour and a half, 2 hours long, because I feel that wait, if I know this detail, I've got to explain to them. And I ended up having a lot of interesting conversations with a lot of people, and I've done a few mistakes. My mother came and corrected me a few times.
Many hours later.
Nadia, if you could please tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm Nadia Rebello and I'm a Goan Fadista. So a Fadista is somebody who sings the Fado, and Fado has originated in Portugal, and since we've got a lot of Portuguese influence in Goa, I learned the Fado and now I'm called a Fadista. And over to you, Omar.
So, my name is Omar Pereira, and so I'm a great grandson of this house, but also interestingly, Nadia and I do a lot of music together. So yeah, I accompany her in a lot of the Fado, and so we are in a musical ensemble together.
How did you get into the Fado culture?
I started when I was like 11, participating in different competitions.
Juramento candida gimdeva chanam Karsat muktu so piturgeta kono itusam Porva corcina solo polar goranica e dairauci focotuania So the kalami Oshit's mogan bochi Ekameka kwingen no runauchi Magani amachi Begin deva pauchi Ekiding staza
Yeah, with kale, but I tried several different kind of cabbages and kale, and the best one is the leaves of the cauliflower.
Wow,
That's what you are going to also try today.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and you are going to try something else, which is a measure, which is clams, that we have here. And this is cooked only in steam. Cooked only in steam with garlic and coriander. It's like they don't know nowadays what Goa is.
Yes.
And also people from abroad, other countries, they think about Goa as a beach destination, and they don't know about food, and they think also that the Goan food is very spicy, which is not. The only thing is, from the takeover of Goa, what happened was most of the cooks are not Goan anymore. Most of them are from India. And I think just to hide a little bit the flavor, they just add spices. And even and they use masalas for everything. Most of their things are fried. And in Portugal we use everything with olive oil. Olive oil in Portugal is very green, not because this olive oil in Italy and Spain, and to be, they say, to be a little bit less expensive, they add oil. And that's the smell, it's not so, let's say, nice.
Right.
And it's less green. Is a mix of fishes with vegetables and cooked. And after that, it's a meat dish, which is also feijoada with beans. This one is especially from south of Portugal, and the name of this dish is cataplana because this is the name of this.
Of the vessel.
Yeah, the vessel that we are putting in. It's very easy, nothing, everything will be cooked in steam. Normally we started putting a little bit of onion here. Like this and put on the fire for 25 minutes. Okay. Now I'm showing you another. This is what we call the feijoada. I started because it takes a little bit more time because normally the meat, pork meat in Goa is a little bit hard. Then I cooked yesterday with onions only. Now I'm adding the Portuguese bacon. I just boiled it.
I read that the caldo verde just means green soup, green broth.
Yeah, it's like
It's bet.
it's a bacon.
Nice fat cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we meat just here.
And how did you cook this down? You just stewed the.
We put all together. Now a little bit of water and the flavors.
What's this one? That is that chorizo?
This is chorizo and this is also chorizo.
Oh, this is a different kind.
Yeah, both. We have like 10 different qualities of chorizo in Portugal.
Right.
Different with rice, with the wine. This one.
Red wine.
This one is with the blood and red wine.
Right.
It is marinated and then put. Yeah.
I can smell it. It's so nice.
You've obviously gotten these sausages from Portugal.
Is that I'm going to start slowly. I'm going to see if I can do them here.
Yes.
But make these sausages and everything yourself.
Because the way we do the Goan sausages that came from these sausages, we can do the same thing without spices or without chili.
Yes. Lesser vinegars.
Yeah, because it has to be marinated first and then has to be cured for at least, it's not too much, but about 3 weeks in a good smoke place, we can do it. And that's it. Nothing very difficult. Portuguese food is always very not overcooked. Everything with very fresh, and you will feel it because we are going to eat this today.
So for the first course, which is the caldo verde,
Yeah.
green broth created by Madame right here, I thought I'd pair something called Pinot Grigio. This is a Pasque Pinot Grigio 2016. It's from Trento Adige, which is north of Italy at the border of Switzerland and Austria. Trentino is the Italian-speaking part and Alto Adige is the German-speaking part.
Okay.
Both produce Pinot Gris. Gris means grey. Pinot Gris is also used to make something called as orange wine, which is extended fermentation in the tank with the grape skin. It's a very aromatic wine. I hope it goes well. It's supposed to pair well with the delicate first course. I'm hoping it goes well. If not, we can discuss why it didn't. Ma'am, if you would like to explain the soup, we'd be so happy to hear.
No, this is very simple soup. It started in the north of Portugal. Now it's a soup that we eat everywhere, and this is a very Portuguese soup. And it's only potatoes, onion, a little bit of garlic, and the kale. In the north, they used to put a slice of chorizo that we have on it.
The best thing, you get down on the hangover the next day. I just tried, even my advice, they put like that down part which it has, they actually do like holy sweet.
The idea is to roll it.
You gotta roll it and then wipe
So it doesn't let the drips fall.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
For the next course, the codfish cataplana, which is Portuguese wok, inspired by the Moorish cuisine
Yes.
of Tangier, right?
Yeah.
And I thought I'd pair 100% Chardonnay. So this is the Bouchard Pierre Field, a historic winemaker, producer and negociant from the Beaune region in Côte de Beaune, Burgundy. A negociant is a person who buys grape juice from farmers bottles it and sells it as his own due to his higher strengths in marketing and sales. Because some of the wine growers or producers can't reach international markets, they don't want to even, they're basically just farmers that are interested in just farming, and they don't want a businessman, right? Some people just have that kind of principle. So they say just take our juice and bottle it and sell it, and we are happy, you're happy, and customers happy. So they started out making, the father, Michel Bouchard, was a cloth merchant, and then his son took over as a wine salesman and started selling wines across the world. Lavigne means, it's about, on the name of the label, it says Lavigne, which means the vineyard or the wine. And when it says Bourgogne, white Burgundy is a trademark for 100% Chardonnay, and red Burgundy is a trademark for 100% Pinot Noir. Slightly more riper, warmer.
That's not fruity. This one is
Okay. Open. Yes. Buttery. Nice. Yellow apple instead of green apple.
Here comes the food. Prepare the ramps so I can reach my room. Around.
I'm going to serve it.
They've been doing it for so many centuries that culture and cuisine has shaped itself around the wine. And different wine is for different settings, different wines for different moods, seasons. It's like, because it's like, yeah, just so nice.
It's not a luxury. It's not a luxury.
Very close.
Ma'am, you can start doing your serving.
Portugal has nice reds and whites.
There's always a mixing culture. That's why with the Portuguese there was intermarriage and everything.
Right.
And that also developed on the food, where basically you've got foods which are in Portugal which have a lot of ingredients which are not normally of European food.
Yeah.
But it's because the Portuguese from even Africa, Mozambique and everything, they acquired a lot of these tastes. And we see very interesting.
I have to say the bread is really nice as well.
Yeah, it is.
You bake
No.
it?
But we know who a person who bakes it, it's Monte.
And when I saw it, I said, this is the bread I want.
From 2016, Maze Badiola 2016. It's from Tuscany, from the heart of Chianti Classico.
Yeah.
And what this is a mistake. I mistook it last time for a Super Tuscan myself. I was corrected by Mr. Sanjay Menon, who is the owner of the wine import company, Sonari's Wine Imports, who are I'm very grateful for their donations. They have been making, the same family has been making wine in Florence, Tuscany since 1400. So like your family, very historic. This is one of the oldest running companies in Italy. And it's a superb wine, very food friendly, and I think it would pair well with the meat.
Especially with my liver.
Yes. And it's got a nice amount of citrus or acidity in the wine, which helps cut through the fat.
Right.
And if you want to bear with me, is this, want to check the cultures.
Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
I go for a mile just to get it.
There we go.
It's a bit crossed, but that's okay.
Might as well spread a little.
It's wild this tesoro in Benalina.
Oh yeah, I crossed it last night.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Very good. The wine shapes the. If it's in Tuscany, which has a lot of thick sauces, you'll have wine which is a little acidic, with extra thick sauce, so meats and stuff like that.
Whiskey is also familiar on oak barrels.
Yes, thank you. Whiskey is also using oak barrels. So what they do many times is they use old whiskey or brandy or cognac barrels for winemaking many times.
But it's quite good, the wine. I truly enjoy it.
Yes, it's ashy, it's black currants, plum, super ripe.
So even it's quite light to drink.
Absolutely, it's a medium bodied wine. It's not overpowering.
It's still I can see that it's still how do you say that? It's still breathing a little bit, but it's getting there basically. It's almost a little bit more and it will get perfect.
This is the old recipe. Pastel de nata means made with cream.
Wow, okay.
And nowadays, to become it cheaper, they do it with milk.
Right.
Then it's completely different. And it's very nice when you eat it hot, because otherwise the cream goes into the puff pastry, and it becomes
Soggy.
kind of a rubber. This can be crispy for 2-3 days.
That's what we're in this case trying to provide.
So
and I haven't dropped the glass of wine since then, so I can say that the pairings were just on spot.
You like the pairings?
Definitely.
the food
I-
is on point.
Amar, what do you think about the food tonight?
How good is that? How good is that? Like you can tell by all the plates and all the cutlery that we polished it off totally. And that was, thank you so much. That was the best meal I've had in a very, very long time.